if you don't know, I'm writing my new booklet, Collect, Cultivate, Create. It is currently available for pre-order. If you're seeing this after, I'm sorry, but you would have missed out on the 50% off. If you pre-order it now, it's 50% off. The link is below, grab it. So just quickly, the whole book is going to be, it's a booklet really, and it's going to be covering the creative process. Well, and I'll be sharing my creative process and my creative journey and my creative story, and how that applies to you, how I make a painting. And really part of that is really for you, how you can add creativity into your life. How can you connect with your creativity, work through your creative process, especially when you hit resistance, especially when you hit that messy middle part, and how to connect with yourself, really, with the divine and your calling, because that is how you get into creative flow. And we all want flow, because that's where all the great ideas come. That's where you're creating your masterpieces, and then how you release that into the world without like sabotaging yourself, because that's the worst thing. You get into flow, you've overcome the resistance, you've worked your ass off, and you're creating this beautiful thing, and at the very last minute you sabotage it because you didn't know what was happening, or you forget, or you disconnect from your creativity. So don't do that. Anyway, this was supposed to be a quick one. All of that story is going to be in the booklet. The link is below. You can reach it and get some more information from there. Definitely order it today so you can get it at 50% off. Anyway, quick one today. You're hitting resistance and you're feeling stuck, and you just like want to get back into it, because it's a horrible feeling to be hitting resistance, where you know you want to be working on this thing and you want to move forward on this project, on this painting, on this writing, on this coaching experience, on this marketing plan, on this strategy session, whatever it is that you're making or creating. You've hit resistance and you've started, you've overcome that starting, which is already a hard part, and a whole different video that I'll probably do on this. And you have started, and you probably got into a kind of flow, which is amazing. And that's why resistance can feel so horrible, because it's like a hangover where you miss that amazing feeling of being in flow. And the trick here is to realize that it is like a hangover, and it will pass, and it's actually part of the creative process, if you can know that. So some quick questions to ask yourself in order to help you embrace it and turn your thinking around. Okay, so I don't have time here to like run through the whole thing, and obviously working either with me or with another coach or whatever it is to walk with you through your creative process and to birth your creative projects into the world is a big, long, comprehensive thing. So for now, just a quick thing, just some questions that I hope you can take and keep with you in your little toolbox when you hit resistance, to turn your thinking around and maybe be able to kind of melt through it and move on to the next stage, so you can get creating again and get back into flow. So question number 1, what if resistance is a gift? Okay, so whatever fears that are coming up, or the reasons why you're stopping or you can't move forward, whatever that is, if you can look at it and ask yourself, what if it's a gift? What is it that is trying to gift you? Go with that. 2, is there another way I can look at whatever it is that I'm working on differently? Whether that is turning it upside down, reading it backwards, reading it from a different point of view, you know, creating with your left hand kind of thing. Whatever it is that would apply to you, how can I do that and see it from a new point of view? When you do that, you kind of bring it outside of from being so personal, and then therefore such a reflection, and then you're getting that same old feeling of how everything looks shit, and you're definitely, you know, terrible, you don't know what you're doing, and everything you make is crap, and why should you bother, all that kind of stuff. It's very personal. It's very, your inner critic kind of really comes alive during this resistance stage, and really kind of pushing you down. So by changing your perspective and turning around and looking at it in a different way that you would never normally look at it, and really maybe not even the way it's supposed to be looked at. For painting, one of the tricks that we do is putting a mirror and looking at it from in the mirror reflection so that it's flipped, even though that's not really what it looks like. But by doing that, you can see a different point of view, like it looks completely different. And when you do that, it becomes less connected to you, and then you can kind of not take it so personally, and you can look at it objectively. So that's a great question. And another one is, what is one small thing? Once you've done those first two questions, then the third question to ask yourself is, because you've hopefully gone from a more objective point of view and looked at it with less kind of connection, and that inner critic voice is a little less loud, you ask yourself, what is one thing that's kind of working that you may not have seen before? Because when you hit resistance, all you can see is all the crap, all the bad, all the things that are missing, all the shitty parts of it. So with this new perspective, what is one thing that's working? That's it. What's one thing that's working? And then take that with you to the next stage. So this was supposed to be a quick video to just use these questions to ask yourself to really disconnect from that resistance and from that inner critic, because then that way you don't make rash decisions like completely destroying it or starting over, or just telling yourself you should never bother ever again, and you should go find a job at Macca's or something, at McDonald's, and work there instead. So yes, take those 3 questions and work through it and see how that can change your perspective. And let me know in the comments below. If you're enjoying these videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel at Brenda TV. The link, I'm going to add the links below. And let me know what the different perspective was that came up for you, because really that is what you need to change the way you're looking at it. Because when you're getting stuck in resistance, you're looking at something the one way, and then if you only keep repeating that same cycle over and over, you definitely never really move forward. So I really hope that you find that useful and helpful. There's going to be a lot more in my booklet. I will share as well. There's a lot of in my videos too, that are my other videos that I hope are really helpful as well. So that's why I definitely subscribe. But get the booklet, Collect, Cultivate, Create. It's on the pre-order, and get it at 50% off, where I will be covering the full process and all the nitty-gritty of different tips and hacks, more questions, because if I was to share everything here, it's going to be hours and hours, this video, and really I don't have that time. That's why I'm writing it all out in the book, so that it's clearer, something that you can follow, and it's something you can reference as well and take with you and dip in and out, but at the same time also gives you that overall picture of the overall cycle of the creative process. Because once sometimes just seeing it from that point of view and realizing that it is part of the process, it goes back to that first question that I asked: what if resistance is a gift? What if it's part of the process? And if it is part of the process, well, then your job next is to work out your way through it, what your flavor is, to kind of work through what your relationship with your creativity is going to be like, and what your creativity and what you need to move through that process, to move to the next step, so that you can finally release and create and release that masterpiece that you're being called to create. So I hope that was really helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and get yourself right now, after this, go to my shop, there's a link below, pre-order, get that Collect, Cultivate, Create booklet. I really believe that's going to be really helpful. There is so much I want to share because I'm talking about this stuff all the time, and I'm going to spill it all out into that booklet. And I hope you have the best day ever. I will see you in the next video.